Hello? All right, so hopefully everyone can hear me. Thank you for joining me this morning. My name is Jessica, and I'll be talking to you all about productivity with modern input. How do we leverage pen, voice, touch in the Office applications to enable you to be productive wherever you are? So just to start, what do we mean by when I talk about modern input? So if you really think about the number of places you've seen modern workplace, modern life, we're really trying to redefine how you interact with your devices. So this can be really letting you choose where you want to work and not be chained to the traditional keyboard, mouse, at a desktop, etc. And so what that means is that you're able to work from home, sneak in a little mindfulness as you're taking a call. Maybe you're working in a coffee shop and you really just want to be able to get your thoughts out. This is so that you don't have to take your desktop device with you to all of these places. We want you to be productive using whatever you have at your convenience and what is accessible to you. So in order for us to actually build these experiences, we're really thinking about our North Star, which is building natural input experiences to inspire you to create and collaborate no matter where you are. Two things I want to focus on about this North Star goal. One is that those natural input experiences, we're faced with a task where we're trying to innovate with pen, with voice, with touch, in a way that is familiar to everyone and yet almost magical, the experiences that we're trying to build. The second part that I really want to focus on is that point of no matter where you are. You can be on a hammock on the beach, chilling, while reading some emails from work-life balance aside. You can be in that coffee shop trying to get some alone time. You can be wherever you are. You can be in this conference with a bazillion people next to you trying to get some work done. And so it's really just about letting you choose where you want to be and be productive without making those trade-offs. So when we think about the expansion of that input, we started with the keyboard. That was the only way you could interact with your device. You had these arrow keys, you had shortcut keys, whatever you wanted. That was your way of doing input. Then we had the mouse, right? This was a device that fit in the palm of your hand. As you move it across the table, it would mirror a pointer on your screen, and you no longer have to use those keyboard left and right, try to navigate your pointer to a certain location. You can just move the mouse around. Then we introduced touch, where, hey, you don't even need the mouse anymore. You can just touch directly on the screen. When we introduced pen as an input, that was kind of this great marriage between having the precision of a mouse, but having the quick and accessibility of touch directly. It was an extension of your finger, essentially. And as we look to expand into the voice space, we have more in the gaze and motion, where we're just looking at these new input modalities to really allow you to create and use the new experiences that we're building into Office. So what does that look like in terms of the time that you're actually spending with your devices? So like I said, a couple years ago, mouse and keyboard was really the only interaction you had. That was the dream team. You could navigate, you could do input. That was just how you use your computer. If you think about the advent of smartphones, the tablet phase, now if you think about how people are using their devices, a lot is being done with touch. Just because, think of how much time you're spending on your phones, and just really think about that transition when we went from the Sidekick and the BlackBerry with those physical keyboards to a touchscreen keyboard. Now there's just so much you can do on your phone. And so really we're seeing the amount of time that people are spending with their devices changing drastically from mouse and keyboard into the touch world. And as you can see, there's a small sliver where we're kind of breaking through with the pen and voice experiences. So this really has to do with just the technology that we're building and the way that technology is evolving, and we're trying to break through into that space now. So if you think about the different sessions you've been in or just the different meetings you've been in, you'll start to see some people handwriting with the digital pen. You'll see that kind of coming about. We think it's more natural to take notes that way and still have the digital transcription version of it. You'll see someone maybe in the corner dictating a personal memo to themselves. So these experiences are starting to come through, but obviously they haven't permeated as much as we expect them to. But again, like I said, with the advent of new technology and new experiences that we're building, we really see that expanding in the future, where we really expect to see pen, voice, expanding into the world of how you interact with your device. I want to note, that is not to say that we're actually taking over what you're spending your time doing with the keyboard and mouse, but it's just the fact that we are spending a lot more time with these devices, and the portion of the pie, the proportion of it, is that it's expanding as you do more with your devices, as you do more with your phones, with your tablets, and even with your desktops as well. So what does that mean for us now? We're starting to build those experiences now so that we can be prepared for that future to come. And so I'm going to be talking about just the journey that pen and voice has taken over the past couple of years. So to start, we started our journey with pen. This was the most natural kind of addition to the experience that we've had with styluses. If you remember the Palm Pilot days where you pulled out the little stylus and you kind of scribbled on a device that did not support touch. But really, we built on top of that experience with the digital pen. We actually have lots of conversations about the word stylus versus digital pen, just because as a stylus, you're using it as an extension of your mouse, as a pointer. But really, if you think about what the analog pen is equivalent to, it's for inking, it's for creation, and it's for that North Star where I mentioned that we want to inspire people to create and collaborate. And so really bringing back and giving everyone the ability to merge the creativity associated with their pen, as well as be able to use the productivity associated with the pointer. And so we had to build in instant inking opportunities. This is where, again, you bring your pen to your screen and you're able to start inking automatically. We had to build new experiences with the speed and the feel of the pen, because we know we're competing with pen and paper. We know how that feels, that's familiar to all of us, and we're trying to bring that in and merge it with the digital world. And so really we're just trying to nail the basics of just making the pen work how you would expect it to work. For voice, really nailing the basics for us means being able to work. If you think about the voice assistants that you have, now people are talking to Alexa, to Cortana, to Google, whatever it is. It's really a consumption experience. You're saying, hey, tell me something about blah. And so we have those same experiences. We're building that read aloud experience and really revamping it so that we can be part of that voice revolution. But it's more than just consuming information. It's about being able to create that. And so we build the voice typing, or really the dictation experience, as well as transcription. And this is where we're talking about turning speech to text. And so this really is just building those foundational pieces so that we can actually grow and build new experiences on top of that. So once we nail the basics, we move on to incorporating intelligent technologies. This is where, for the pen and ink space, we built these ink conversion experiences. We're taking your handwriting and we're turning it into text. We're taking your drawings and we're turning it into diagrams. We're taking your math, scribbles and turning it into formulas that you can use. And so this is where we're really working to incorporate intelligence-backed services so that we can empower your pen to do more. We also have built-in pen gestures, and this is where if you scribble on something, we know you're trying to delete that content. Or if you circle to select, we know that pen offers the precision that your finger may not, and so being able to associate shortcuts with the gestures that you're doing really empowers you to do more with your pen. We also have the new Ink Grab to ink, where we're taking 2D pictures of your whiteboard, of your drawings, and bringing it into the digital space, and letting you kind of merge that analog and digital world itself. Another thing where we're actually empowering your pen to do more, as you can see, I'm one of those people where, yes, I work on the team, but I'm always carrying a pen with me all the time. And so I've actually been navigating this slideshow through my pen. It's not a clicker. This is the pen that I'm going to be demoing with later as well, but it's the same experience that I'm able to utilize. And so with voice, what does the intelligent voice look like? And so if you think about it, we're really working on, again, those shortcuts that you can do with voice, where we have commanding building in so that you can actually talk to your device and give it shortcuts to enable you to work better. And so in addition to that, we also have live captioning services, and we're building that into the PowerPoint presentation ourselves. And so that means that as I'm giving a presentation, you can see the captioning that's happening. And with that, because it's backed by intelligence, we also get translation services. If we were to pick a different language, you can actually give a full presentation in one language and have it be captioned in a different one, allowing for more accessibility options as well. So what does that look like for what's next in this space? This is where we're really kind of honing in on Microsoft's mission of enabling you to achieve more. And so we get into this realm of what we're calling unlocked power scenarios. So this is more than just adding intelligence behind functionality. This is how do we take it to the next step and do something that really you can't describe the analog version of it. So one example of this is ink replay, which I'll be showing towards the end. But this is where, as you draw in PowerPoint, as you draw in your different applications, you can actually replay the ink in the order in which you drew it. So you can rewatch your ink happening, which is something that doesn't really happen. Like if you imagine, the closest experience I can describe is when you're drawing and someone is recording over your shoulder and taking a video of your handwriting or the thing that you're drawing. And even then, your hand is in the way. Like, I don't know if you can actually see past that. And instead, we're building that experience into the ink itself. And this is where I'm really talking about, like, we want to add that little bit of magic that makes it just more than what it is now. With Data Entry Pen, it's a new experience that we're building into Excel directly, where instead of this intelligent conversion service where I have some ink and I convert it, and I'm retroactively converting it, it's actually actively recognizing your ink as you write. And so you can be doing inventory on your tablet and just writing the numbers in, and it's converting that to the digital text in Excel, being able to do the formulas and calculations that you would normally expect to do when you're inputting with a keyboard. And so that's really taking those experiences that you would traditionally need the keyboard and mouse and translating it to the pen world. With voice, the superpowers that's been coming into that space, again, it's more than just speech to text translation. It's more than just that. We're actually releasing the presentation coach in PowerPoint Online, where again, it's not just listening to what you're saying and doing a transcription of it. It's actually being able to give you feedback. It's processing the way you're saying it, how many pauses you have, what word nomenclature you're using. All of that stuff is adding intelligence behind it. And so the Play My Emails is actually also a new feature on the Outlook mobile app, where it's actually, again, it's not just reading you your emails, it's not just letting you transcribe or dictate a response, it's letting you engage with your device in a new way, using your voice as the commanding mechanism. And so this is where we're really looking to build more powerful experiences in the voice and pen space, so that we can really be prepared to build those experiences and encourage people to move into the modern way of working. So now that I've kind of talked through our journey, let me actually show you a demo of what does that look like, kind of bits and pieces of that journey integrated into a workflow that can actually show. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, everyone can see that. And so to start with, I'm going to be demoing our transcription feature. So again, this is where we are taking the ability to take your text and use your voice as a powerful advantage. So I'm going to start recording. Ignite is awesome. So we're going to see how that is transcribing in the middle of the voice and noise that's here, but in the meantime, I also did an additional version where I actually uploaded an audio file that I had saved on my device. And so this is where you can actually see, it's able to show you different speakers, speaker 1 and speaker 2, and you can actually play. That's not playing. I'm going to look towards our AV. Oh, let's try that again.
Play with the friends they have around gaming. So Sean, you want to get us started?
Absolutely. So I've been really excited about the Xbox Adaptive Controller.
So you can see those were two different voices, and it's actually able to separate out between speaker 1 and speaker 2, and letting you be able to see the full transcription as I scroll down. You can see that I can look at this, take an audio file that's maybe a recorded interview that you have, or a saved meeting notes that you were looking through, and you're able to review it and look through it and say, hey, what do I want to add to my document? So let's see. I'm going to look for something. I'm going to look for a quote to put in, and I think I like this one. This Xbox is much more inclusive platform for people with limited mobility. I think that's a good quote. I'm going to add that in there. And so again, it was super simple for me to just add that plus sign and insert the text directly into my experience. Now let's see if that live transcription worked. All right. My live transcription unfortunately did not work, but hopefully you all get the idea that it is able to transcribe both live recordings as well as any audio files that you have saved on your computer. So now I'm going to shift and say, hey, I created this awesome document, in the 5 seconds that I just inserted that quote. I'm actually going to give some feedback to my team because I'm going to send them this document for them to review. So I'm going to move into Word Desktop, because this is where I generally do a lot of my more editing, send some comments. And what I'm going to do is actually say, I'm looking at this, and I do love the quote, when everyone plays, we all win. But I really want them to add some data to support that. So let's see. I push that new comment button, and it pops up the comment pane directly. So I'm doing this all with my pen. I'm not attaching a keyboard to this, trying to navigate with my trackpad. I'm trying to work. Imagine if this was in my lap, or I'm standing up here trying to balance everything in my hand. So I'm going to say, let's add some data. It might be a little noisy. Let me try that again. Let's add some data. All right, we might have some noise difficulties here, but I will be around, and I'm happy to show this demo a little bit live, maybe disconnected from the mic. But if you imagine that actually got inserted as text, you could dictate with your voice and actually get that experience. But let's say sometimes it's not enough. When I say let's add data, our data scientists, sometimes they can guess which kind of graph I want, but sometimes I have to be a little bit more prescriptive. So I'm actually going to say I want a bar chart where I want frequency on the bottom, and I want count on the top. So I'm going to insert that just so that they can see visually what type of chart I want and what type of data I want. And that's something where, again, I can describe it in words. I can say, hey, bar chart, do an x-axis of blah and y-axis of blah and have certain counts. Or I can just draw them a picture and make my life a little bit simpler. All right, let's submit that. So now that I actually know what I want, let's pretend I am now trying to get some of that data. So I'm going to open up Excel. This is where I handle a lot of my data manipulation. So hopefully everyone can see that. Yes. All right. And so here's where, let's say now that I am in Orlando, I'm going to take some notes. Can I just get a raise of hands, how many people game multiple times per day? Can I just get a hand raise? 1, 2, okay, 2, I'll say 2. All right. As you can see, when I wrote in that 2, that chart below is slowly starting to fill in that data. And so again, let's see, how many people game every day? Anyone? No? 0, 1, 2. I'm going to say 0. See if that, oh, nope. Let's try 2. And I'm going to just keep filling it in. Let's see. 16, and let's say like 22. I don't know. Oh, say 21. All right. So again, I'm writing directly into the Excel sheet itself, and it's doing that conversion for me, and it's filling in that chart as I go. And let's say like I messed up a little bit. I don't want it to say multiple times per day. It's actually pretty wordy, and it makes my chart look a little bit gross. So instead, I'm going to say, let's change that to every day. Every hour, sorry. And again, that chart automatically just updated just due to the way of what we build into Excel natively. And so the fact that I'm using my pen to kind of be able to just take inventory of attendees here and do the counts, I don't need to write it down on a piece of paper, transcribe it later. I don't need to pull out my keyboard and try to type some things. Like, this is just a much more natural way. It's almost like I'm holding a pen and clipboard and taking some notes. So yeah, all right. Let's switch back to. And so really what I just want to say is pen and voice we're expected to be the next input revolution after touch. And we're looking to build those great experiences into Office itself. And I just want to say thank you for your time. If you have any additional questions, I will be here for a couple of minutes, and then I'll be migrating over to the Office Apps booth. Or you might catch me in the Surface demo area, as a lot of the demos there are actually the demos that I showed here as well. And in case people didn't catch that, that was an ink replay. Not quite my handwriting, but it is built into the ink itself. So thank you so much.